More and more colleges are not requiring standardized test scores from applicants graduating from high school. Jean Burk is an education expert, author of College Prep Genius. She joined Dave and Amy this morning.
Why are we seeing this trend of colleges ditching the standardized tests?
Well, we see it because I think, a lot of kids, they're not passing it, number one, and I think colleges are wanting more applicants. But to be totally honest, I don't think it's going to go away anytime soon. I mean, the college board themselves are a billion-dollar company, and right now, even though there are a few hundred colleges that are either test optional or they don't have an entrance test, there's still about 5,000 colleges. So we're still talking about 80% of colleges still requiring a test. And, there's three main reasons why the SAT or ACT are still going to be around for a while. And that's because, in all honesty, it's really the only fair way to compare all students. Because the 4.0 at one high school is not the same 4.0 at another. Since every school weighs and calculates their scores differently, the only way a college can compare every student, whether they're public school, private school, or even homeschooled, is a test like an SAT because it levels the playing field. That's kind of the main reason why they use it. And I think the other reason, the second reason, is because these tests like the SAT are critical thinking tests. They're really not logic. They're really not like IQ tests. They're not about what you really learn in school. They really are a logic test. And because colleges predict success based on, kids that are good critical thinkers, that's another reason why they use these type of tests, because they really do show that the student is a good problem solver. And then the last reason, and probably the most important reason why I don't think they're going to go away anytime soon, is because colleges go up on their rankings nationally based on their test scores. So basically, the higher the test score, the more money the kid can get. That's why you can get free college, based on an SAT score.
So what are the GWs of the world now using to try to admit kids if they're not using these standardized tests? What are they looking at instead?
They're probably going to look more of how well-rounded the kid is. They're going to look at their coursework. Was it rigorous? Do they have some AP courses? Do they have volunteer work, community service, leadership skills? The thing is by the end of the freshman year, 25% of kids have already dropped out of college, and by the end of the sophomore year, 50% have dropped out. So we end up seeing about only 1/3 of students ever graduating college that even start. And I think one of the main reasons why students do drop out of college is the workload. They're not used to, 4 or 5 hours of studying per class per day. When you're kind of breezing through high school and you're barely cracking a book, and then all of a sudden you're hit with all this work, I think a lot of students can't handle that.
You said a couple of minutes ago that one of the reasons for colleges backing away from these tests is that the students aren't passing them, or I'm sure what you mean is that more students are not passing them. And that's got to be a big concern, and I'm sure a lot of people hearing that are going, well, here we go with a continuation of the dumbing down of America.
Right.
Are schools not doing the job as well as they used to? I was kind of under the impression that kids entering college these days were, flying high.
Well, what the problem, I've been teaching kids how to ace SATs for 11 years, and what we're finding is because schools are not teaching what the test really is about, it really is not about the IQ. That's why I get a lot of valedictorians and top 10% in my class all the time, because kids will approach these tests like an SAT thinking it's about what they know and what they've learned in school, and, they'll be a good student, an honor student, yet they get a lousy score or they bomb the test. And they're really at a loss. But the problem is these are logic tests, and these questions are purposely misleading, and the wrong answers look very desirable. And so it's really easy to pick the wrong answer. And so that's why, I'm teaching kids this is a thinking test. Don't be deceived, by the question, because if you read the question carefully, you're going to find that it's really asking you something, not what you necessarily think it's asking. So you got to read these questions with a very critical eye.
It's Jean Burk on KLIF News and Information in the Morning.